Hello Redditors, welcome back to Tales Against Humanity. Now, let's get started. In today's episode, entitled Friend Thinks It's Okay to Other People's Drinks. Our cast. Entitled Friend, female, my husband, male, me, male, so, a little context. My husband had a bad childhood which he's only recently getting help for, so he can't do a lot of stuff, and he also needs to take many different meds that can't go with alcohol, antidepressants, anxiety meds, sleep meds, etc. Not saying it's any problem to me. He's improving so much and I'm so proud of him, and all our friends know about it. One of our friends, I'll just call her EF, recently had a pregnancy scare, but she wanted to celebrate after it came back negative. She insisted that we go out to a club to go drinking with her. After EF kept mentioning it over and over, my husband finally broke and agreed to go with her. I mostly went just because I don't trust EF with him. Not saying I don't trust my husband, it's the exact opposite. It's just that EF loves flirting/being overly towards him just because he has a harder time setting boundaries because of what I mentioned earlier. About an hour after we got there, my husband ended up going outside for a break because of how loud/bright it was inside, and I left to check on him. He told me he was all right and that he'd be back in a minute, so I went back in, but I caught EF his drink. It went like this. Me, EF, what the are you doing? F. Oh, nothing, obviously pushes his drink away from her, so is husband's name. Done with his tantrum or whatever. He's been gone for a while. Me. Why the are you his drink? You know why he can't have that. F. I just want him to loosen up a bit. He's so boring now. If I knew you'd be so controlling, I would have told you off before you started dating him. Me, he's boring because he's trying to get better. What the is wrong with you? I'm telling husband's name, and we're leaving EF. Wait, don't tell him. Me, said you think it's okay to with others' drinks. You can find your own way to drive yourself home. She was already far too drunk to drive home herself, but that wasn't my problem. I obviously told my husband what happened, after more pointless begging from EF to not tell him, and we left. She's been flooding our voicemail with excuses for what happened for a couple days, but we've been ignoring her. So, that's that, I guess. Update. We're going no contact with EF, and I went back to the bar to explain the situation to them, and they said they wouldn't allow her back, think that means she's banned. But I have so many other stories about her, if anyone is interested, I might post those on this subreddit too. Story 2. Give me your key or I'm getting the manager. I'll keep the backstory short. A few years ago, I had to start using a 4-wheel mobility scooter to get places I used to be able to walk to. This scooter has a full suite of lights, head, tail, brake and turn, with a uniquely keyed on/off switch, a basket behind the seat, and a removable basket on the front. I had to go to the local grocery store, the one you have, to use a quarter to unlock a shopping cart if you know the store. I park my scooter outside by the doors, get a cart, and do my shopping. I come back out to find a very large woman, probably about 45-50 years old, sitting on my scooter trying to figure out how to make it turn on. She apparently realizes it takes a key about the same time she noticed me heading for my scooter. She sees the key in my hand and reaches to grab it while saying about time. I've been waiting. I pulled back and said, you're mistaken. This is my private scooter. She proceeds to tell me I need to give her the effing key or she's getting the manager. I told her to go ahead and get the manager. She hops off into the store to get the manager. She looked to not have a mobility problem. Not to say she didn't, it just wasn't obvious if she did. I toss my stuff in the back basket, turn it on with my key and pull off. Just to the other side of the parking lot. Waited for her to huff back out with the manager, waved and pulled off. The manager later told me she had a meltdown and left without buying anything. I should note this store didn't offer a mobility scooter at all at the time. Story 3. Woman accuses me of my son not being mine, then berates me about his hair. I saw another post about people being weird about kids and thought y'all might enjoy this. Standard heads up about being on mobile formatting, etc. Earlier this week, I took my toddler son, 3-0, to the local supercenter for a grocery run. He loves going and really loves interacting with people, which is perfect because it makes store runs easier since he enjoys it. Let me start by saying he looks nothing like me, to the point that, had he not been in the room with me the entire time after giving birth to him, I might wonder about being switched out for another kid. He's extremely fair-skinned, blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm pale, but not quite as translucent as he is, dark hair, day eyes. So we're walking around and picking up what's needed, and a woman, I won't say a Karen necessarily, but we'll call her Barbara, older, mid-60s maybe, grandmotherly, starts talking to him. "Hi, sweetie. Are you having fun with Auntie tonight? I bet your mama is enjoying her night off." I'm not offended, because this isn't the first time I've gotten this, so I just smile and say I'm actually Mom, haha. We're just running some errands and having fun. Barb, oh, that's a boy? What pretty hair. But he can't be Mom. He doesn't look like you. Me, still smiling. Oh, trust me, I know. But he's definitely mine. Barb, he's adopted then. He's not yours. Me, confused now. He's definitely mine. I pushed him out? Pretty sure I'd know. Barb frowns. Then you're to blame for his hair being like that. He looks like a girl. My son has long hair. It's past his shoulders, to the middle of his back. It's beautiful and healthy, and absolutely gorgeous. If he asks me to cut it, I will, but until then I'm letting myself enjoy it. I myself have very short hair in a faux hawk style. I should have obviously walked away. But this is a hill for me to die on, and I've had a lot of arguments about his hair with complete strangers, so this is a topic I'm ready to throw down on. It's pulled back when it's hot out, like this night, and to keep it out of his face. Me, I like his hair. It's too pretty to cut. If he wants it cut, he'll tell me, and we'll get it cut. Until then, I'm letting it roll. Barb, he looks like a girl. Girls have long hair and boys have short hair. I run my hand through my hawk, rub the back of my head where it's taken down to it too. Really? What does it make me? At this point, she took her cart and walked away with one more. He looks like a girl, and you're making him look like a girl. I wish I know what it was about kids that made people so weird. The whole time, he was playing with his monster truck toy we'd picked up, but when she walked away he waved happily and gave a nice little BYE. Edit, I appreciate y'all being so supportive. I love his hair. It's silky and fine, just gorgeous. If it were up to me, I'd never have it cut, but if he decides to, his body, his choice. I'm very pro kids having bodily autonomy. Unfortunately, we live in a small southern podunk town, and comments on his hair are much more frequent than they should be. As for her comments on his being adopted, I think that was just her being an AH. As someone pointed out, if he were and didn't know, that's a way to have the conversation with him. Story 4. Kevin pros a tatum that I'm not going to be his driver. This happened today on my way home. I, 45M, stopped off at the pharmacy on my way home from dialysis to pick my sister's prescription up. Park up and see a heavy-billet bloke sat on the wall outside, looks 8 as I get out my car. "You my Uber?" "Sorry, I'm not in Uber, I'm just picking up some meds." When I come out, he's stood by my mobility car with an old BMW parked behind me arguing with the driver. Basically, he saw the 12-year-old BMW and decided he didn't want to be seen dead and that I was going to drive him to the next town over so I can get my sucked. I told him once again I'm not in Uber, Lyft or taxi. Get in my car, and due to anxiety building, hit the door locks. I had gotten in while he was arguing with the Uber driver again. Just as well cause he started trying to open the front passenger door. He was screaming that my car being brand new was what he wanted to be driven in. When he let go of the handle, I drove off. For reference, it's only a Ford Fiesta, and it's a mobility car cause I'm medically disabled. I'm not allowed to use it for stuff like Uber law. TBH, that old Beamer looked in really good nick. This guy was just a rude jerk.